I rise today in support of my bill to rename the Veterans Community-Based Outpatient Clinic in San Angelo, Texas, the Colonel Charles and JoAnne Powell VA Clinic. I cannot think of two more deserving people of this honor than Colonel Charles and JoAnne Powell. And they're both true American heroes who for their entire lives dedicated their service to this country. And through a distinguished career, not only in the U.S. Air Force, but later in civilian life, when they became two of the most ardent and fervent leaders for military and veterans issues. I want to share a love story that they had not only between themselves, but also for this country. Colonel Charles and JoAnne Powell met in preschool in Nashville, Arkansas. They graduated high school together and they were married in 1954 after Charles graduated the U.S. Naval Academy and then joined the Air Force. And no matter where Charles's missions took them around the world to different locations, JoAnne was right there serving alongside him. Colonel Powell and JoAnne first flew into San Angelo in 1980, and he became the base commander of Goodfellow, and JoAnne the honorary First Lady. Their mission was daunting, as they were tasked with saving Goodfellow, which was slated for closure. And not only did they immediately spring into action to save the base, but they built a lasting partnership that lasts today between the community and the base, completely converting the base mission into one of a premier intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, and also fire training mission for every branch of the U.S. military. After Charles retired, they settled in San Angelo, and their legacy has left over 360,000 graduates from Goodfellow Air Force Base that have joined all branches and all intelligence agencies, including not just the military, but the CIA, DIA, FBI, NSA, and more. Thankfully, their professional service has made this country better, but it's there where they decided to plant their roots and set to working their community and making it a better place. And in addition to her service as a military spouse, JoAnne Powell gave immeasurable community involvement and countless leadership positions on boards and civic organizations. And through her 35-year career as a congressional liaison for the 11th District, she worked for Representatives Tom Loeffler, Lamar Smith, Mike Conaway, and lastly myself. She served thousands of veterans in this position. She helped in any way she possibly could. Not only did she spearhead the annual process of nominating Service Academy, nominating young men and women to the service academies, which was a year-round position for both her and Charles Powell, but she also achieved what I think is probably more lasting in helping those cadets and those midshipmen go through the academies, including myself, which was probably her most generous contribution. Charles and JoAnne were a perfect team. They supported each. They were a perfect team, and they supported one another as they completed their missions of life with flying colors. And together they raised an exceptional daughter, Terry, and two wonderful grandchildren. I am thrilled today to be able to honor them, to honor their service, the impact that they had in the Concho Valley, the impact that they had on so many veterans, and the impact that they had on our military with the naming of the Charles and JoAnne Powell VA Center. I'd like to thank the chairman and ranking member, the entire Texas delegation, and your staffs for helping make this a reality. And obviously, I'd like to thank Charles and JoAnne Powell for their love of this country, which is a legacy that I think all of us could stand to learn from. With that, I yield back.